Howdy. Some time ago, I found a spot where you can find rather many of those greenstones, and they are highly alkaline stones. Some of them are classified as serpentinite. Yeah, serpent. They are, as far as I know, they got the name because sometimes the outer side of them they look like serpents or snake skins, and of course, where you find pebbles, there's somewhere. There might be like rocks made of that, like bedrocks, much bigger than just those pebbles. These are just some medium-sized pebbles. I got bigger ones, but also smaller ones. And they are associated quite often to the occurrence of diamonds. So greenstones have been for interest for many people since a while. Yeah, diamonds, they are liked by many people. Yeah, and I think it's interesting that I found a spot where you can just stand there and look around and you can collect them because there are quite a few of those green pebbles. And this is how they look when they are dry from the outside. There's nothing like I don't know too interesting. I think for most people, they probably would go unnoticed. And these are just a little bit polished in order to see this is not an end result. Let me stop here quickly. They're all slightly different. And here you have this little bit of greenish hue in the rock. And that's not dirt or anything. That's really in the rock itself. Which is really interesting. But anyway, let's go to something else. Maybe we could talk a little bit about weather and weather-related things. We had some clouds recently. And this is basically straight above my head. And this was very interesting to follow, observe. Don't look up. Yeah. You need to look up and down because studying or watching the weather or just being interested about weather and geology, they have things in common because studying geology is studying petrified weather, which makes cloud watching maybe in another way interesting. Then for those who don't understand the connection between weather and geology. So now let's have a little bit a look at weather-related things. Earthquakes, of course. What else did you expect? There has some bad weather been in Finland as well. Not only in other places, but it's not as bad as in other places. 3.6 19 hours ago, I have been checking out to some degree news about this quake. If there would be anything written anywhere in Finland, I haven't found anything. Which I found rather interesting because it's a rather strong quake for Finland. And from all places, it's rather close to Olkiluoto, which is a nuclear power plant, one of the most expensive buildings ever built by humanity. And here we have Posiva Oy, which is the world's first nuclear and storage facility, nuclear waste and storage facility. They are planning to bury nuclear waste in copper containers several hundred meters under the ground, which I think is a very bad thing to do. I have been writing now about this topic as well. Now let's see, there might be still some little finishing work to the paper, but hopefully it makes its way through to the peer-reviewed process and it will be published. There might be several interesting things within the paper. Some of them nobody heard before or have seen, and some of them, or the relations between topics, might not have been too clear for most people. And I don't, is there a quake here? A green one? I don't know. I was about to talk about these here. Yeah, there was. Check it out. Let's switch to terrain. No, it's not. No, it's maybe easier visible. 19 hours ago, which is at the same time as we had a quake in Finland. 56 kilometers in depth in Bayern. Interesting, very interesting. No, I don't find it again. Oh, check it out. How does it do that? We wanted to go here. Now let's check out quickly what's up there. We have a river. We have a water body. We have many water bodies. There's like water pouring into this from all places. There is another water body. This seems to be this kind of peat lake. Prima Lechsee. But we cannot click on anything here. But we have a rather interesting looking water body arrangement. And now let's go here. Now we have to go to terrain because I want to show you something. It is told by mainstream science that the glaciers carved out all the valleys where the water now flows today. Now, just think about it. What's up with this feature here? Because we have a mountain here, and one here, and it just went through that. So do you try to tell me that the glacier just went through that? If there would have been a glacier, it would have come like this in order to carve all the valleys out. But this goes perpendicular almost. Here it's perpendicular. And there is a castle, of course, there's like castles all over the place. A gravel pit or something, which looks rather wide, so this might be a wide river once again. Wide rivers are all over the place. And maybe one day I even figure out what's the thing about these wide rivers. Exactly. So we are at the Lake Constance Bodensee. Für deutschsprechende Leute, falls irgendjemand zuhört aus Deutschland oder anderen Ländern, die Deutsch verstehen. Yeah. It's really difficult to talk different languages at the same time, especially if you don't practice them. You don't remember the words and stuff like that. I am searching for the pile dwellings, which must be somewhere here. Forschungslabor. Sieblingen. We are at the wrong place. Überlingen. Sieblingen. No, anyway, let's go first to the Quake, because we are once again in the region of Singen. And I have been making many videos about this same region. And we had here... now I missed, this is not the exact location. Here is the location. There are 3 quakes, I think, at the same exact location. 0.8, 2 hours ago. Now let's try to click again. 1.3, 3 hours ago. And if we click once again, it will... No, it's like I said. I try to say, because it just goes away. 3.4. And this has been in the news in Switzerland, this quake. A 3.4. But I haven't seen, maybe there is something, but I haven't seen any report in Finnish mainstream media about the 3.6 in Finland, which is interesting. Because a 3.4 in Central Europe is not too big a thing, you know, because there are like stronger quakes happening there every now and then. But still, they were reporting about that. And there is a stronger quake in Finland, and no one talks about. But anyway, let's go to the location of that and check it out. What's there? I wanted to show you still the pile dwellings. Maybe it's easier to make it on Google Earth. Quite likely, because then we can click on stuff. Where are the coordinates? There's no coordinates. Why is that? Because I made a mistake and I was clicking onto the wrong button. We have to go to more info and not reports. Agree. Small tremor of magnitude 3.4 just reported 5 kilometers southeast of Singen, Germany. So, copy link text. Paste and go. Yeah, that's a place I have to go to check out. It might be a very interesting site to visit, especially, like, I'm now again writing about stuff. Because I just got finished the last paper, but now I'm writing again, which is going to be part 3 of the same paper, Plate Tectonic Issues, the Influence of Electricity in Rock-Forming Processes and the Coherent Connection Between History, Science and Mythology. Mythology of Finland is the title of the paper. Yeah, it's a very long title. Yeah, this doesn't work. It would be cool if there would be this kind of... what is it called? On this kind of map where you can see the elevations and stuff. So here was the quake somewhere. And here we have water vein. Die Egelbach. Blutegel vielleicht. We have some mining operation, but I have been marking them on my Google Maps, but since we are on Google Earth, it doesn't work. But here it says Vulkanpfad, which means volcanic path or something. Maybe this is Hohenthwiel, one of the Cryptodomes, which has a very big castle on top of it. And I tell it again for those who have never heard about that. But I think back in the days when they were making all those castles on top of hills, there is not on every hill is a castle. The main reason might not only be because they couldn't watch the environment as well from this other mountain or hill, but the main reason might be that there has been a water spring on top of the hill or somewhere at the hill. Because if you are living in a castle, especially in times of crisis, let's say, if the enemy is surrounded or surrounds you here in the valley and you are on top of that hill, you need at least water in order to be able to defend your castle. And there is, this is very interesting. Is there some water pouring out of that ground here? What's going on? I don't know. And here in the background, you can see the outcrop, as they're called by many geologists. And the outcrop might have been created by something like this. A very strong electrical discharge event. That's why on top of the hill we have this outcrop, which is severely burned. And because there is this kind of thing, and we know that how water reacts with water, water will follow the path of the electricity. It gets attracted to the electricity. It was one of the very important things which created the connection between the heavens and the grounds, the water. That's why there has been probably a spring on top of the hill, a giant fullerite. There is volcanic theme here, obviously. Very close to the earthquake location. But we need to put on the things. Yeah, it was Hohentwiel. But there are others. There are a few in this vicinity. We are upside down, so to say. Because there is another one here, Hohenkleen. Yeah, this doesn't come over like it should. And I assume that this is made from this Hohenkleen volcano. And here in the background, I believe we can see the Lake Constance. So the quake, a very rough estimation based on this picture, was somewhere here. No, maybe here. Somewhere. And check out the landscape. If someone would tell you you are in South America or somewhere else, you probably would believe it. But you are in southern Germany near the Lake Constance and you have this kind of view. Yeah, this is very easy to defend. If you are on top of that and the enemy is down there, you can just pour burning tar down there or whatsoever. But in order to do so, you probably need water. You know? Without up there being a well or some water source, you cannot be there. That's probably one of the reasons why these are called cryptodomes, because there's water pouring out. Which is basically the same principle as we see in many mountain ranges. By this I mean glaciers. Yes, glaciers might be lava streams made of water, which means, on the other hand, that the glacier carrying mountain is a volcano. This could probably mean that the Alps are full with volcanoes. Yeah, that's a very crazy thing to say. I know. But anyway, from crazy things, let's go still quickly over to some other theme. And for this, we go over quickly to pop science, popular science. Newly dated cave art tells a dark story in Borneo's history. The drawings in Guasire go back thousands of years, but these depictions show a more recent tale. And I couldn't really find yet the article, but here we have Squatterman. Many Squattermans, bigger and smaller ones. And here on the other side, this I find really, really, really interesting. That's very interesting. I haven't seen too many times this kind of cave art. But it reminded me of something which is very familiar to many of us. Which is, of course, the snowman. Yeah, I'm sure you expected that. I made a video about the snowman some time ago. And the thing is, like, you know, everybody knows what it needs for a snowman to be a proper snowman. You need 3 balls, you need a broom, you need a scarf, you need a hat, you need a carrot. And here's a snowman in the middle, and it's made out of usually of 3 balls of snow, which might represent some plasma instabilities shown by Anthony Peratt. And the broom might represent a cosmic thunderbolt and stuff like that. And the arms, which are made by branches from trees, may or may not represent either the thunderbolts themselves or they're just a representation of dendritical patterns, which is a pattern from electric discharge events. The nose is representing Mars, the smiley face is representing Saturn, the horns. So maybe this rock carving from Borneo, I think it was, might be another point of evidence for the mystery of the snowman. It turned out, as I looked into the theme, that no one really knows what the snowman is. I made a video about that, you can check it out. If you know what a snowman is and why it looks like it looks and stuff like that, tell me. But maybe the snowman goes back to these times when they have been seeing stuff like that. Mars, Venus, Saturn, the polar configuration and stuff like that. I don't know. This is just what I think. If you feel like, tell me, what do you think? Does it make any sense? Do you have the answer? Do you have a better idea? I would be eager to know because I'm here to learn. And yeah, actually zooming out helps a lot because you can see the whole figure. Haha, the snowman in Borneo. Maybe, maybe not. Strange quakes in Finland no one talks about. A little quake in Germany everybody talks about. Near Cryptodomes. And I haven't been talking yet about those volcanic or possible volcanic activities in Finland because I still try to figure out some mechanism how it could actually work, because it is known that deep below the ground or the surface there is somewhere very much salty water, and we have very much clay, and there is limestone here, and we have so much peat and so much water, and there are oligotroph lakes in the vicinity. Oligotroph lakes are usually found either in very deep caves or beneath glaciers. But a few kilometers from here, where I live, there is a rather big oligotroph lake. And there is a beach. You can walk maybe 100 meters and you are still submerged just some 70 centimeters, so it's very shallow. That's why there is usually many people. I think it's a very interesting geological feature. But I don't know yet what's the mechanism behind and things like that. But anyway, we are Cryptodomes, Quakes. I forgot to show you the pile dwellings, but I have been showing them to you many times, so you can figure them out. Pfahlbauten, Bodensee, Germany. But anyway, thanks. Bye.